We welcome you to the Heartland, 7 miles from downtown Kansas City. GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium for more than a half-century. The home of the Kansas City Chiefs. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap. It's the Minnesota Vikings and the Kansas City Chiefs. Mike Tirico, my partner Greg Olson, set to bring this to you. Kaimi Fairbairn getting this one started. Off we go from Kansas City. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. First carry for Joe Mixon. And it'll be forced out of bounds just a couple yards short of a first down. That's a pickup of 8.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
From the 31, here's 2nd and 2. From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a 3rd down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact. Remember what they told us, Mike, leading up to this game. They said it is so critical for us to find success, especially on 3rd down. We want to maintain possession, extend these drives. Well, the first crack comes up, and they fail through the air, and we'll have to regroup and be able to have better success throughout the remainder of this game.
That's going to be out of bounds, no return. And the drive's going to start just inside the 20-yard line. First play, and McCarthy to throw. He'll get that complete to Isaiah Pacheco. And mark him down up beyond the 30. 13 yards to start that drop. And a quick first down.
The best quarterbacks, Mike, they don't necessarily even have to see the running back in the check down. They can just feel him. It allows them to keep their eyes downfield, allow their tight ends and wide receivers to continue to work open. In this case, nice job by the quarterback getting that ball in his hands and letting him do the rest after the catch.
Pickup of 11 yards on that one. It'll be a Vikings first down.
First down, Minnesota.
They'll run with the former 7th-round draft pick, Isaiah Pacheco. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. Nice chunk here in this good-looking drive. Pick up a 14 and a first down.
A gain of 14. And the Vikings first down.
Once again, it's Pacheco. Gets to the edge at the 30. And he will score! Isaiah Pacheco. Touchdown, Vikings. That is 16th touchdown of the year. Fairbairn able to add the extra point. The Vikings will take a 7-0 lead.
Kaimi Fairbairn set to kick off.
And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it off. On the return, here's Jaden Reed. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. They'll begin on the ground, and here's Mixon. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
It's a loss of a yard.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
That's caught. It's Xavier Worthy. Was brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
A bit of a quick hitter here. And what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short game.
Mahomes going to throw here on third down. And that is incomplete.
I think it would be a bit of an understatement, Mike, to say that this offense has come out today a bit flat. They haven't picked up a single first down through the first 2 drives, and barring a really aggressive decision here, they'll have to wait to their 3rd series to see if they can make it happen.
And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. The drive begins with a run by Pacheco, and he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
So everything this defense talks about, Mike, is creating negative plays. It's one of the best run defenses in football. Everything is about suffocating you at the line of scrimmage, make you work for everything you get.
On 2nd down, here's McCarthy. He'll drop this underneath to Pacheco. And it'll be marked out up at the 34-yard line. A gain there of 16 yards. 1st down, Minnesota.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get him the ball, pick up the 1st down.
And he's out of bounds up beyond the 45-yard line. Nice chunk here in this good-looking drive. Pick up of 14 and a 1st down.
Let's go. 65 track. Cougar 19.
Slot man gonna move in motion left. This one downfield for Kincaid. That one incomplete. The defender right there to make the play. And it's 2nd down. Trying to get it to Dalton Kincaid there. And it'll be 2nd down.
Let's go now. Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
McCarthy gonna look to throw again. He will find his man. That's the rookie from Ohio State. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short. 3rd and inches. He's going to have the 1st down and then some. And he's in! Touchdown, Minnesota.
Well, on one sideline, you're ecstatic. You couldn't have dreamed up a better start. 2 drives, 2 long touchdowns. But then across the field, they've got to answer some hard questions. They've got to figure out exactly what they're doing wrong defensively. Because if there's one thing in the NFL, you cannot give up big plays, and you especially can't give up big plays for touchdowns.
And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it up. This returnable with Reed. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
On play action, it's Mahomes. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Jamari Conner. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
Mike, these are just throws you're not accustomed to seeing, especially from a quarterback that has played this much football. He's been around the NFL for a long time. He's got to make better decisions. Costly mistakes like that are going to kill his team.
And he'll get about 8 on that one, most of it coming after the catch. It's 2nd down.
Gain of time brings up 2nd and 1. 13-yard line.
They're going to run out of the gun with Pacheco. And I don't think he got that wrapped up in the line of scrimmage. And now you're looking at 3rd down.
And after that short run, puts them a little bit closer to the 1st down marker. And They're going to need to create more running room on the ground if they plan on extending this drive.
He'll try and run it here with Pacheco. Oh, the defense meets him in the backfield. They stop him dead in his tracks and set up fourth down. So instead of going for the first down, in comes the field goal unit. Bit of a surprise here.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
Fairbairn, after making the field goal, heads back out to kick this one away. This returnable with Reed. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
First down throw, Mahomes. That's caught. Trey Palmer. He's inside the 40. He may go. And he's going to take this all the way to the house. 75 yards. Touchdown, Kansas City. Harrison Butker now for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Chiefs are back in this one. It's 17-7.
Chiefs 7. Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
So now it's Butker following the touchdown to send this one away. From the 6, here comes a return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line.
First and 10. At their own 26-yard line.
Ground to start the drive with Pacheco. And he'll get about 6 out of that one before being forced out of bounds.
32-yard line. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd and 4. From the shotgun, it's a throw for McCarthy. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
A gain of 10 yards.
1 quarter in the books. It's the Vikings with the edge.
It's a gain of 10.
We'll be back in Kansas City after this. Vikings football as we begin this second quarter as they've got it with 1st and 10. Working out of the shotgun, it is McCarthy. That's caught by Smith on the right side. And they finally catch up with him, but it's a big play, taking it into the red zone. A big play for Minnesota. 39 yards.
So it's man coverage, Mike. You have to keep track of who your responsibility is. And in this case, he just drops him. He's wide open, short throws, turn into long runs, and they're inside the red zone.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. 70 Timberwolves.
They'll go play action here with McCarthy. That's caught by Jefferson on the right side. And he's into the end zone. What a response. Justin Jefferson. Touchdown, Vikings.
Lining up for the extra point.
Fairbairn good on the point after. And the Vikings up their lead. It's now 24-7. And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it up. This returnable with Reed. Good job in coverage. They're going to get him down short of the 20-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
A first down throw for Mahomes. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very stout there. That's going to bring up 2nd down.
It's now 2nd
I got high standards for offensive players, but in this case, Mike, I think I'm giving all the credit to the defender. He timed that one up perfectly, and what could have been an easy play ends up as an incomplete.
They'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up third down.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
On third down, Mahomes. That's over the middle and intercepted. And he's going to be out of bounds, but quite a turn of events here. He has set up the offense with first and goal.
It's not often, Mike, that everything breaks right for this type of return off of an interception. But boy, is it beautiful when it does. I mean, look at the defenders just flip around and become blockers, trying to spring their guy to the house. Great athleticism, some great moves on his part. I mean, he's going to have some of his offensive teammates looking over their shoulder for their position.
Pacheco. This defense backed up, but they bring the fire there. Stop him before he can get past the 3-yard line.
In order for you to be able to operate out of this 4-3 style defense, Mike, the key is your defensive tackles, their ability to penetrate, their ability to be game wreckers. That's exactly what we saw here. His ability to get back there, make the stop at the line of scrimmage, keep it to no gain.
To the end zone, but they cannot connect. It's incomplete. The intended receiver was Justin Jefferson. Now they'll be looking at third and goal.
Okay, break. Here we go, set. 60 Eagles, 60 Hawks, 7, Hawks, 7.
They'll run with Pacheco, and he barrels his way into the end zone. Isaiah Pacheco, touchdown Minnesota. That is second touchdown of the game, and 17 for the season.
The kick is good.
That is a dream scenario. The offense hands the ball first and goal, and Greg, they take it to the end zone for 6.
They're not going to have many easier drives than that, Mike. I mean, to get the ball, not only in a short field, but in a goal-to-go situation, you don't get a lot of those chances. You have to cash them in, and that's exactly what they were able to do.
He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. First down, they'll start with Mixon. They converge on him quickly. He'll only get a couple. Jonathan Allen, the big man from the interior, with the stop. So, from the 26-yard line, here's 2nd and 8. They go play action with Mahomes. And for the 3rd time in this first half, he's been intercepted. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
And these are the throws that are really holding the offense back right now, Mike. He just has to make better decisions because you're not going to win many games when you turn the ball over at this rate.
He's got it at the 7, and he'll take this one in. Justin Jefferson. Touchdown, Vikings. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. Fairbairn able to add the extra point. The Vikings add on to their already sizable lead.
Set to kick off.
And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it up. This returnable with Reed. And he will get back to only about his 20-yard line. That's where the drive will start.
1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
On first down, it's Mahomes. To the left side, in the hands of Rice. Oh, nice open field tackle there. He could not get free. They're going to stop him for no gain.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to...
Oh, he's going to be followed up and taken down. They got him.
It's now third down.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Off the play fake. Mahomes. And this drive is over before it can start. Swallowed up to force 4th down. On comes the Chiefs punter, as he'll be standing just inside the back line of the end zone. And he got all of this one. Headed for the sideline. And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds.
40-yard line.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll start on the ground with Pacheco. And he'll take this back to the 43-yard line. Nick Bolton, the linebacker, there for the stop.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
2nd and 7. They'll stay on the ground and stay with Pacheco. And he'll be marked down to the 45-yard line. A gain there of 11. It'll be a Vikings first down.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense.
And he'll be hauled down at about the 35-yard line. His 5th catch of the afternoon. Good for a first down.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
2 minutes remain here in this first half. We'll return to Arrowhead after this. Set to go now on 1st and 10. A run up the middle with Pacheco. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up 2nd down.
And with that run, this back is closing in on almost 100 yards for the game today, Mike. He's had a lot of those good chunk plays. This defense has not had a great answer for him so far.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches.
Let's go. 6, head to 60, head to 60.
From the gun, here's McCarthy. The short throw crossed by Kincaid. And they continue to be tough to stop. Chance to extend the lead even further as they are set up with 1st and goal.
Man, they're just running this 2-minute drill to complete perfection, and it's such a point of emphasis of every offense, Mike. These end-of-half scenarios to come away stealing points make a big impact on the outcome of the game, and they're knocking on the door here, 1st and goal. At the very least, got to come away with some points. He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment. Keeps this to a modest gain at best.
Ball right on the 5-yard line, 2nd down and goal.
70 Lion.
So now a timeout for the Vikings. That is their first as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Jaime Fairbairn coming on to try the field goal. This is about as short as you can get. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Vikings can tack on 3 more. extending the lead here late in the first half. Just 8 seconds now until halftime, and the kick's away. This returnable with Reed. And he'll be out of bounds on the return. And the drive will begin there. The field goal unit out here for the Chiefs. Now the Chiefs can call the first of their timeouts, and they'll get a chance to catch their breath over on the sideline.
Attack!
Mahomes on first down. Got a man over the middle. It's Worthy. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8.
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. This is fielded inside the 5. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start.
At their own 28-yard line.
On first and 10, here's Pacheco. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
They'll run with Pacheco. And this is a slight improvement over the previous play. He's not going to lose yardage. He's not gaining any either. It's third down.
Brings up 3rd and 10.
79 Bronco. Let's go now.
Now McCarthy. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
Bryce Behringer in punt formation.
And we will not see a return on this one, as it will be marked down.
22-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 22.
Yellow.
Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. The outside catch made by Worthy. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
It's a gain of 18.
Love to start any drive like that. 18 on the first play. And a first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Off the bootleg. It's Mahomes. He'll get that out to Mixon. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. And it's a gain of 20 on the heels of another big play to begin this drive.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard
Here's Patrick.
line.
He'll throw it on first down. That one underneath here to Mixon. And good yardage there after the catch. They'll wind up with a gain of 7 on first down. Now, after the play, looks like we have an injury for one of the Chiefs. 2nd down and 3. Right back to the air for Mahomes. This caught right side by Worthy. And he's into the end zone. Xavier Worthy. Touchdown, Chiefs. Well, they get on the board. That pads the individual stats. Makes mom and dad happy, but Greg, we have seen stranger things. You never know.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing right now, Mike, aside from the scoreboard, oftentimes in the NFL, you learn more about your team in moments like this than you do when everything's going well. So I think this coach is paying real close attention to which one of his guys are going to continue to fight.
So now it's Butker following the touchdown to send this one away. This will be returned from the 6. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over.
Let's go.
McCarthy now to throw on 1st and 10. Nice gain here. He's going to be marked down at the 35-yard line. 12 yards on the game. That's good for a quick 1st down.
Every quarterback's dream is, can I get the ball out of my hand as fast as possible and get it to a guy that can do the rest after the catch? And it seems like nowadays, throughout the entire league, the best offenses thrive in yards after the catch.
Hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up 2nd down.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, just ends up being a wasted down.
Man in motion is Smith. McCarthy to the air on 2nd down. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. They get an even 20 on that one. 1st down, Minnesota.
1st and 10 at the 45.
McCarthy gonna look to throw again. That's taken in left side by Smith. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. 6 catches for him in the ball game now, and this one's good for a 1st down.
All right, Mike, now it's getting to the point where it's almost becoming borderline disrespectful. Despite having this big lead here in the 2nd half, they continue to take shots downfield. They are not content with just running this clock out and shaking hands and going off with a win. Truth be told, I think they're trying to embarrass him, and they're doing a pretty good job at it.
And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
No gain on the play.
2nd and 10.
At the 29-yard line.
Here's McCarthy. There he goes again. And he's into the end zone yet again. Isaiah Pacheco. Touchdown, Minnesota. It is his 3rd touchdown of the game. And 18 now on the season. And he missed it. It's no good. One of the few things that's gone wrong so far. So they're unable to add one more point onto this big lead. And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it off. This returnable with Reed. They'll get this up past the 20. That's where they'll set up shop.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
This drive starts at the 21. It's 1st and 10.
Yellow.
From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. This one complete to Palmer. That keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. From the 29, here's 2nd and a couple.
Yellow.
Off the play fake, here's Mahomes. He connects with Palmer on that one. And he'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a 1st down.
Kansas City Chiefs. 1st down. 1st and 10.
Out of the gun, here's Mahomes.
Really nice timing on that slant route. You can tell the quarterback and the wide receiver are completely on the same page, and when executed at that level, it's virtually impossible to stop.
Mahomes quickly out to right. He's going to have a first down and fourth out. Nice pickup of 9.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch. They've got to find a way to free him up, and whether that's moving him around the formation or using some pre-snap motion to get him better looks. But right now, it's been a lot of double coverage. It's been a lot of tight windows. And if they're going to have more success today on the offensive side of the ball, especially in the passing game, this offensive play caller needs to be more creative, freeing him up.
Here now, 3rd and 5.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
Yellow.
Throwing again, it's Mahomes. This one broken up. It's incomplete. Good job separating the receiver from the ball, and it is 4th down.
We're starting to see a lot of this on 3rd down, Mike, where they're going to rely on the run after catch to pick up these 3rd down conversions. You know what that depends on? You have to actually complete the ball, and in this case, it falls incomplete, brings up 4th down.
And he is going to have a Chiefs first down. They wind up getting 13 yards on that 4th down conversion.
That's another Kansas City Chiefs.
Yellow.
First down.
To the air once more, it's Mahomes. That is incomplete. There's no way to force the football in there. Good coverage. It'll bring up 2nd down. He was trying to get it to Xavier Worthy there. And it'll bring up 2nd down. Mahomes now to throw again. A throw there on 2nd down, going to be incomplete.
And really, it's the interceptions that continue to be a problem, and he's lucky he didn't add to that total. I mean, defender had an opportunity to add another one to the mix, and he just has to do a better job making decisions, finding the open target, and stop forcing bad throws.
This one down the field, but it'll wind up incomplete.
It just seems like the offense gets in their own way, and whether it's a penalty or a drop or whatever the case may be, it's these self-inflicted wounds. They've got to stop if this unit ever wants to reach their full potential.
Now Mahomes. Open man is Palmer. It's complete. And he's going to have the Chiefs first down as they pick up a big chunk of yards to boot. As a gain of 18.
First and 10 at the
So we are through 3. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Space getting tight here, down to the 13-yard line. They work 1st and 10. Play fake. Now it's Mahomes. That is caught. And they continue to churn out first down. What a drive. It continues now with 1st and goal.
Kansas City Chiefs. First down. First down
Yellow.
and goal to go.
But the fullback trying to power it home. And he barrels his way into the end zone. Touchdown, KC. Here's the Chiefs and Mahomes lining up to add on 2 more.
The Chiefs will set up for the
Back to throw. That'll be caught. And he's not going to get in. The decision to go for 2 doesn't pay off. Unable to cut any further into the deficit. So now it's Butker following the touchdown to send this one away. This returnable from the 4. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. On play action, here's McCarthy. He'll air it out down the middle. And he can't hang on through the contact, incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up second down.
And they got the look they were hoping for, one-on-one on the outside. He's just unable to hold on to it through contact, and I think that was a big opportunity missed.
They'll try again here, 2nd and 10. They'll fake the give, and now it's McCarthy. Throw on the run is complete, and he'll be tackled up around the 45-yard line. Catch number 7 so far in this one, and a first down.
A gain of 18 on the play.
On 1st and 10, it's McCarthy. A short one taken by Hawkinson. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line. That was good for 29.
Really nice job there, Mike. I mean, he sees the blitz coming and just gets the ball out of his hands. Understand where your outlets are. It results in an easy pitch and catch and move the chains.
And he finds some space, tackles after a gain of 7 on 1st down.
And he has been a handful to deal with throughout this entire contest, Mike. And they came into the game saying, we want to impose our will on the defense, and that's exactly what they've been able to do.
From the gun, here's Pacheco. And that'll give him a first down. Tackle made after the pickup of 3.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. 2nd and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the first down.
He pulls it in around the 5. And he's close to another first down. He's brought down just shy of the marker.
Just a really good play design that time, Mike, from the offensive coordinator. They match up one of the most explosive playmakers in the NFL with a hook curl defender, and he's just not able to match up with one of the best route runners in the league. Now the offensive coordinator's got a decision on his hand, Mike. It was 2nd and 1. He decides to go with a conservative run, gets stopped for no gain. He's in the exact same position now on 3rd down. Does he try to change it up?
To the goal line and in. Touchdown, Vikings. 2 touchdowns for him now in the afternoon. Fairbairn to add the extra point. It's up and good. And the Vikings stretch things out even further.
Chiefs 21.
And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it up. This returnable with Reed. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Yellow.
1st and 10 for Mahomes. To the outside, catch made by Worthy. And he's out of bounds up beyond the 40-yard line. His 8th reception of the game, and good for a first down.
It's really been a one-sided game, but how often do we see in the 4th quarter the team that finds themselves down by a lot, they start to come alive? I think it's a combination of trying to end the game on a positive note, but also sometimes that defense getting a little lackadaisical.
Working the right side, taken in by Rice.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
And for the 4th time today, he has been intercepted. And the Vikings are going to take possession. They've got it at their own 42.
They'll take the first and 10 at their own 42-yard line.
They'll run it straight ahead with Pacheco. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play.
Well, the defense gets a rare win. We've seen this ball carrier have his way on the ground pretty much all day today, Mike, and give credit to the defense. They were able to get back in the backfield with some penetration and bring them down for a loss.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. Here's a handoff to Pacheco, running left. And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line. A gain of 16 yards. It'll be a Vikings first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Here we go.
Now a give to Pacheco, running right. A gain of 4 as he's taken down.
He's done a really nice job making the most of his touches. They've made it a priority. Let's use this ground game to try to wear down the defense. And right now, it's one of the main reasons why they have the lead.
70 Lions.
So 2 minutes left to play in the second half. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. On the handoff, this is Pacheco. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
A gain of a yard on the play. Brings up 3rd and 4.
It's 3rd and 4. Here's Pacheco. And he's got nowhere to go. That defensive front controlling the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 4th down.
You can always tell what a team's decision will be on 4th down, Mike, based on what they do on 3rd down. In this case, unfortunately, they didn't get enough yards on the ground to make that 4th down more manageable. So I think they have to reconsider whether they go for it here.
This one angles out of bounds, and the mark comes inside the 15-yard line.
13-yard line.
Yellow. Attack, attack. No. Switch.
A first down throw for Mahomes. And he'll get about 8 on that one. Most of it coming after the catch. It's 2nd down.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard. At the 22.
Off the play fake. Mahomes. Oh, he couldn't set his feet, but he completes it anyway. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8.
First down.
There's no more efficient play in the NFL, Mike, than the play-action passing game, and you can see here why. You make the defense have to honor both the run and the pass, and he's able to pick up a nice gain to his tight end.
Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he'll be out of bounds as the first down completion nets about 3.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable 2nd down.
That one's incomplete. Good coverage there. Made it uncomfortable for the receiver. Couldn't hang with it, and it brings up 3rd down.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
And we'll get whistles and a timeout, so they will stop the clock. Closing seconds, game decided, but timeout anyway.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10.
Yellow.
They go play action with Mahomes. This caught right side by Worthy. And they'll take this down inside the 35. Now we'll get whistles, and they have signaled for a timeout. Curious there, not sure of the logic, but one stoppage with 5 seconds to go.
15.
Right back to the air for Mahomes. He'll take a shot here. Back in the end zone. And the Vikings are going to come up with a late turnover, but it will only matter to the stat keepers. This ball game is over. So it is a win for our visitors, the Vikings. They bounced back from the loss last week. Really put in a determined effort